the people that he deals with is not. That's not gonna make me happy.
So y'all not coming to the coming home party?
If all his that you've invited are gonna be there, I
didn't invite nobody.
Girl,
you seen the whole list? Who on that list?
He invited them then. He on FaceTime inviting every single one of them.
Oh, you talking about?
So there's no reason for me to.
I don't even think that girl. They like that.
There's no reason. They've all him, right? So there's no reason for me to be a part of this.
But that's
if he wants to do a family. Like I don't want him though. I want him to stop doing that.
Wanting him, it's about like your position is already solidified.
I would like him to stop doing that, and I would like that if he gets out and he wants to do a family meetup at BJ's and whatever at bonfire at the beach. That sounds great. But when it comes to a little party that he's trying to do with everybody, no.
So you guys are not coming to perform at the coming home party.
I don't need to be around.
For him to get out.
Blueface just got out of jail, but the real chaos is just getting started. One baby mama's planning the welcome party, another refuses to show up, and the third. She's putting on her boots, ready to crash it all. Oh, and wait till you hear what they're saying about his baby. This isn't just a party, it's a full-on family war. Stick around, because it only gets messier from here. Blueface is officially a free man, just like he confidently predicted and, right on cue. His mother, Chrisean, is already setting the stage for a grand welcome-back celebration. But not everyone is rolling out the red carpet. His first, baby mama Jaidyn, is keeping her distance, completely uninterested in the festivities or the fanfare. On the flip side, there's Cash, and let's just say she's not planning to sit this one out quietly. Word on the street is she's lacing up her boots, possibly preparing to make a dramatic entrance and shake up the party plans. While some are celebrating, others are choosing chaos, and Blueface's return is already stirring the pot. Just weeks ago, Chrisean, also known as Chrisean, appeared in a haunting, shadowy video titled Dear Blue, in which she spoke directly to Blueface with her face hidden from view. The message was raw and unfiltered. She poured her heart out, expressing a deep yearning to return to the life they once shared on, crucially, to be with their son Junior. She spoke of missing Blueface, waiting anxiously for his call, and closed with a tear-streaked apology. "I'm sorry for everything." It was a plea drenched in vulnerability and desperation. What makes this emotional appeal even more shocking is the backdrop. Not long before recording that video, Chrisean had been kicked out of Blueface's home by his father during what became an intensely public spectacle. The footage went viral, her belongings thrown onto the sidewalk, her clothes strewn across the lawn, a chilling voiceover saying, "Guess she won't need this anymore." It was a moment of total humiliation. The images spoke louder than words: rejection, breakdown, and the unraveling of a high-profile romance caught in real time. Yet here she was, publicly begging to return to the very place that had expelled her, despite the humiliation. The tone of her video suggested she believed everything would be resolved once she returned, but was she addressing Blueface, or the world watching her? Was this about love, redemption, or something harder to admit: security, stability, or a record of commitment? Then came another twist. Shortly after Chrisean's emotional plea, Blueface released an audio clip that sent shockwaves through fans. In it, he offered Chrisean the chance to move back in, not for them, but for Junior. He claimed that he wanted to provide a stable home for their son, especially as Junior prepares to take his first steps. The message painted a starkly different picture than the earlier chaos. This one was about fatherhood, a father's concern, a household offered for the sake of a toddler's safety and development. But if this chapter truly hinges on parenting, the timing, optics, and personalities involved suggest a complex cocktail of motives. Blueface and Chrisean have built a public brand on sensationalism, fights on camera, tear-filled confessions, constant drama. Now they're reframing that narrative as troubled co-parents attempting to do right by their child. Yet in the same breath, they display ongoing volatility. If their goal is to create structure, how does a viral eviction align with that? We can't ignore the hype dynamics at play. In a world hungry for raw authenticity, nothing resonates more than a sobby apology followed by a redemption offer. A mother begs, a father responds just big enough to save face. The fans win. The algorithms reward them. The narrative rewrites itself into a redemption arc. But is this really for Junior, or for brand value? Let's not forget the civil side of things. Money, attention, and legal visibility often ride in the same car. If Chrisean returns, what are the boundaries? How will parenting decisions be documented? Will the public be gatekeepers of their son's privacy? Fans will watch their every move, restream throwback clips, tear together the timeline of their latest reunion. A child's first steps could become a public spectacle, a milestone to be live-streamed, tweeted, posted, not private, not intimate, a performance. The heart tug story goes like this. Despite everything, they're binding their broken relationship together for Junior. And in that scope, the stakes rise. We wonder if this is enough. Can two people marked by volatile exchanges and public drama provide stability, or is the softness of one apology insufficient to overcome the backdrop of power plays and viral humiliation? Even before the dusty clothes piled on the sidewalk were swept away, social media had buzzed. Is this the moment they turned the page? Some fans hailed it as a co-parenting breakthrough. They applauded Blueface for rising above pride, while others felt Chrisean's plea was a reminder of how low it took her to ask. Critics were quick to remind everyone, this is not a rom-com reunion, it's the remedy stage of a long-term reputation play. And under that soft facade lay whispers of motive, custody rights, searchingly public reputation insurance, a business decision disguised as healing. Because if public custody can be packaged as redemption, the goodwill multiplies. If Blueface appears the sympathetic co-parent, what other contracts might this open? Brand deals, interviews, support for their foundation, Junebug in hand, models of multi-platform support. But beneath that optics-driven mold, cynicism waits. Is this stability, or another act in psychological grit? What's undeniable is the choreography behind the scenes. A mother's tearful apology, a father's soft response, both in sync with timing that maximizes emotional ratings. Yet their son, Junior, is a toddler. He doesn't understand cameras. His world is shifting, not because of developmental milestones, but because of adults broadcasting his life for attention and control. The coming weeks will tell the next chapter. Will Chrisean move back in? Will the short-term hug of togetherness last, or will another livestream catch them collapsing again? Will Junior be pushed into closure arcs, caught between parental reinvention and adult instability? Our question now is whether this scene's soap-worthy and stirring will finally land beyond content. Will it translate into co-parenting with boundaries, therapists, consistency, or will it remain a reel of content strategy, wrapped in cliches disguised as healing? Only time and toddler steps will tell. But for now, the storyline is set. A mother humbling herself. A father offering stability for a child. The plots complicate, the cameras roll, the fans decide. Because in this modern celebrity ecosystem, a tear and a tweet might just be the most powerful currency of all. For nearly 2 years, whispers have spread both online and offline about little Junior Blueface and Chrisean Rock's son, fueling a mix of genuine concern and questionable speculation. The biggest worry: he still hasn't begun walk, milestone typically reached by toddlers his age. For many parents, that delay alone would be a conversation worth having. But in the world of internet gossip, it spiraled even faster. Social media users, paying close attention to his distinctive high-pitched cry and unique facial expressions, coined the unscientific term Duchette syndrome. The name took off, with mockery and concern blended into a hashtag that trended in parenting groups, celebrity gossip pages, and meme compilations. Yet despite the memes and viral clips, no medical professional has officially diagnosed the boy with any condition, let alone one someone invented online. Chrisean didn't just ignore the rumors, she fought back. In a series of defiant live streams and interviews, she criticized the cruelty of strangers speculating on her child, calling out judgmental comments that crossed the line into cruelty. She slammed those quick to blame her for supposed prenatal substance use despite no medical evidence, accusing them of jumping to conclusions about alcohol or marijuana use during pregnancy as if they were doctors. While admitting she made mistakes in her emotional and turbulent past, she emphasized that rumors about prenatal drug use were not just false, they were damaging and cruel. Notably, it wasn't just strangers pointing fingers. Own mother, Carissa Saffold, joined the wave of concern in a much more emotional and heartfelt way. She went live on social media, tears streaming down her face, describing how she felt the first time she saw Junior. Carissa admitted she sensed something was different and her heart sank. "I looked at him and I thought, something isn't right," she choked out. Her unfiltered reaction struck a chord not just because it was an intimate, raw glimpse into grandmotherly worry, but also because it validated that concern can come from a place of love and observation, not just internet trolling. Since that emotional moment, the situation isn't just social media fodder, it's become a high-stakes conversation about toddler development and surveillance. Parenting experts have weighed in on podcasts and talk shows. Yes, developmental timelines vary, but early walking is a milestone worth monitoring. Pediatricians explain that while some kids walk later than others, ages 16 to 18 months, usually, mark that critical transition. Beyond walking, the discussion has swelled to include speech, balance, muscle tone, and curiosity, all signs that developmental monitoring is key. Some specialists caution that genetic diversity, premature birth, or even less formal playtime routines could impact walking. Others mention that viral fame can shift families' focus away from standard pediatric milestones, so distractions, privacy concerns, and content schedules might unintentionally delay early goals. Legal and moral scholars have also joined the conversation, pointing out the clash between celebrity surveillance and children's rights. "He's a toddler, not a brand," one child advocacy lawyer said in an interview, calling on Blueface and Chrisean to protect him from public scrutiny. They emphasized that parents affected by celebrity visibility must balance privacy, medical analysis, and media pressure. That balance is increasingly under the microscope. Photos and clips of Little Jr. are still shared online, but fans are less casual. They're asking questions. Where's the medical update? Have developmental screenings been done? Has Chrisean prioritized therapy or early intervention services? Even some of her own supporters are urging her to post a pediatrician's note or at least confirm he's seeing professionals. Chrisean has responded by saying she'll share information when the time is right, stressing that her child's health is not content and should not be treated like a storyline. But as the clock ticks and social pressure mounts, the question grows louder. How long before professional clarity is needed to calm the storm? From Carissa's tearful livestream to parenting blog coverage, the Junebug saga has shifted from gossip to growth agenda. A story that once centered on celebrity drama now echoes a universal concern. What does it take for children to get the support they need in a world that's always watching? Because the truth is, whether or not Junior struggles with motor delays or something more complex, he deserves compassion and care. And for Chrisean and Blueface, the next chapter might not be about headlines or comeback singles. It could be about doctors, therapy, and love, the kind that isn't broadcast but quietly nurtured. Blueface, too, has spoken openly about it, but his tone has been far more accusatory. In a since-deleted tweet, he wrote, "My son not healthy because she drank, smoked, and got hit her whole pregnancy. She couldn't even take 1 month off." He even claimed she was smoking en route to the hospital before giving birth. His words didn't just spark outrage, they touched a nerve for Chrisean, especially as he used Junior's needs as the reason for inviting her back into his home. The suggestion that Junior's walking delay was the motivation behind her being allowed back in seemed to confirm Blueface himself believes something is wrong. But Chrisean insists otherwise. She's publicly stated that she's been providing Junior with everything he needs, including medical attention, and fiercely defends her son against public scrutiny. "You don't even know what's going on," she clapped back in a recent rant, calling Blueface weird for being the only father she knows who would use his child to take jabs at the child's mother. Tensions boiled over once again when Chrisean returned to Blueface's house not to stay, but to pack up her belongings for good. She recorded the process, showing baby gear, clothes, and furniture, all of which she claimed had been hidden in one of Blueface's cars not in storage, as previously claimed. She accused him of trying to manipulate her back into his life, under false pretenses, saying the house was never dirty and she was never officially kicked out. Now, as Blueface's release from jail is being celebrated with a homecoming party planned by his mother Carissa, Chrisean is rumored to be gearing up for one last dramatic appearance. Carissa has taken charge of the event, curating everything from floral arrangements to guest lists. But not everyone is on board. Baby mama number 1, Jaidyn Alexis, who is helping with the planning, reportedly wants nothing to do with the party now that Blueface is inviting several of his exes. Jaidyn prefers a small, private family reunion, not a chaotic gathering with the potential for fireworks. Despite past efforts by Chrisean and Jaidyn to co-parent peacefully, their attempts have repeatedly unraveled. If the rumors are true, Chrisean's unannounced arrival at this event could ignite old tensions all over again. Whether this chapter brings closure or more chaos is anyone's guess, but one thing's for sure, everyone will be watching. The passive-aggressive jabs between Chrisean and Jaidyn have become non-stop theater. Both women continue to trade online, shade some subtle, some not, feeding a drama-hungry audience that won't look away. One commenter captured it perfectly. Jaidyn doesn't even want to be part of it. Meanwhile, Chrisean out here begging to be put on the flyer. Another added their 2 cents. Y'all know Chrisean's gonna crash that party and stir up drama. I don't blame Jaidyn for steering clear of that circus. And perhaps the most telling sentiment came from a fan who observed, "I respect Jaidyn. She's protecting her peace and setting boundaries. She's becoming the woman we all hoped Chrisean would grow into but never did." With Blueface's homecoming party just days away, all eyes are now on what might unfold if everyone ends up under one roof. Some see this upcoming reunion as inevitable chaos. They predict Chrisean will definitely attend, maybe in pearls, maybe in stilettos, but bound to make a grand entrance. Possibly just to force eyes on her rather than Blue on live streams and in group chats. People are already asking if she grab a mic and demand the spotlight, or if she bashfully hover near the refreshments, seeking to prove she's still relevant. Will she sneak into VIP, lean into the DJ's booth with a grin, or swagger in with a glass of champagne, planting flags of "I'm still here"? Predictors think she crave attention, will post stories tagged Blueface coming, and might even pull Blueface aside mid-party, creating buzzworthy footage within hours. Meanwhile, Jaidyn seems poised for elegance and restraint. Rumors say she's already planning the perfect neutral-toned dress. Ready to arrive fashionably late, make a graceful statement, maybe offer a hug to Blueface, or a respectful wave if glances cross. She's careful, measured, determined not to be a spectacle. Online supporters praise her maturity, offering speculation that she smile politely, dance casually, walk a path toward healing rather than confrontation. If Chrisean does show, Jaidyn's expected to have a soft barrier, ready airs of poised dignity, keeping her composure even as chaos swirls. But that's only one side. The other side of this story is electric tension, producing an energy so thick you could cut it with a script-worthy drama wand. What if Chrisean does make that entrance? Will Blueface's mother, Carissa, who has recently started showing signs of wanting some calm influence in her son's life, act as peacekeeper, stepping between the women, offering cold water or soft words of caution? Will Blueface finally take a stand, holding Chrisean's hand while nodding at Jaidyn from across the room, in some symbolic gesture of potential reconciliation or new boundaries? The digital universe waits for the moment an Instagram story rolls out from someone who got pulled into the drama. Meanwhile, some fans are questioning whether Blueface even wants both women in his life at once. Insiders say he's torn. He claimed publicly that he loves both of them, but privately expressed confusion about whether one appearance could escalate into chaos that overshadows his milestone party. And Carissa, Blueface's mother's being watched even closer. If she greets Jaidyn with a warm hug and vanilla cake, people will applaud her diplomatic maturity. But if she quickly hugs Chrisean Merity, people will call her blind to drama, reinforcing the narrative that she coddles chaos. Every fan theory, comment, rumor, and speculation is already tracking her posture. Her grin, her camera angles or lack thereof. Hypotheticals are flying fast. Some say Jaidyn will attend with her new circle of friends, curating a discreet entrance, with a minimalist aesthetic, black pumps, powder blue blouse, and her own silent posse, highlighting self-possession rather than fanfare. Others believe Chrisean will hijack the moment, walking in just as the music peaks, bringing the tension full circle and breaking the mold of quiet co-parenting in favor of reality TV-level drama. She could interrupt speeches, ask for the mic, or call Blueface out in front of the crowd, breathing fire and making it her night, or at least ensuring that at least 2 cameras follow her. Yet some cautious voices wonder, maybe both will choose peace over spectacle. In private DMs, a few suggest that if Jaidyn stays late enough, and if Chrisean shows up early, perhaps they'll simply orbit separate zones at the party. Maybe neither will speak to each other at all. Maybe Blueface will preemptively sit them at different ends of the table. Maybe Carousel arrive early to placate both. Perhaps a quiet background track will play in the DJ booth. Something neutral, non-judgmental, an audible reminder that this could just be a party about Blueface, not a drama broadcast session. What adds fuel is how social media influencers have tapped this tension for content. One podcaster posted a countdown. 2 days till Blueface's homecoming at Jaidyn or at Chrisean. Place your bets. Comments lit up with odds, predictions, memes, people saying Chrisean would bring the scenes, while Jaidyn would bring the vibes. Hashtags like hashtag Team Jaidyn and hashtag Team Sean began trending regionally. Fans decided, even without confirmation of attendance, they will be watching their every move from sparkle earrings to hand gests. Some local DJs tagged themselves ready to livestream on the side, expecting an explosion of clout, shoutouts, and viral drops. Behind the scenes, a few brands lined up to sponsor the night. Some brands conditioned their support on no overt drama. A perfume label requested signage in the VIP lounge stating no yelling, just celebrating. A fashion stylist offered to manage Jaidyn's look for the night, presenting quiet elegance meets celebratory sophistication, emphasizing grace over bold flash. Meanwhile, another stylist prepped for Chrisean's potential entrance: gowns, blonde tips, loud personality for dramatic entrance. Real tension is built into every designer silhouette. So what's actually going to happen? That remains the million-dollar question. But the telling part is how invested people are: commenters, podcasters, stylists, DJs, fans, influencers, all waiting for either peaceful reunion or explosive takeover. If Jaidyn shows, people will cheer. If Chrisean crashes, they'll livestream. If both show and mingle, they'll call it reconciliation or million-dollar heartbreak. If both show and ignore each other, they'll call it maturity. Every fan with a keyboard is ready to assign endings and next episode titles. We want your predictions. Will Jaidyn show up and keep it classy from the sidelines, standing tall, holding her glass, offering a wave, and moving on? Will Chrisean barge in, grab the spotlight, bring the kind of scenes only she can deliver? Will Blueface take control, stepping between them as mediator? Will Chrisean host an impromptu cake moment with both women in one shot? Drop your predictions in the comments, map out your story arcs, and while you're at it, like, share, and subscribe, because if you thought this saga was over, you're not even close. This one party could rewrite the narrative, and everyone watching knows drama's just part of the package. And the real question is whether tonight will bring fireworks or resolutions.